Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I'm April Rain, and this is Sinvergüenza. I'd like to take the time right now, before I get started, to thank you guys for coming this far. I know the last episode wasn't a ride in the park, um, but it was something that I did need to say out loud to continue on this whole cheesemate journey. Um, one thing that I do want to mention is, although this is my story and is, in a sense, gossip, it's not necessarily without purpose. I'm not speaking on anything that didn't happen to me personally or that I didn't see myself. Everything I have, I mean, everything that I'm gonna speak about, let's just say I have receipts for. I would never, if you know me in real life, you would be the first to testify that I'm not the type of person to just say something without having the proof of it. So I guess we can jump into it. This episode is about the one, the only, my mother. Now, mind you, I don't have enough time, and I'm not going to ramble for 30 minutes like last time. I will have to break this down. There are plenty of moving pieces when it comes to my mom, but I'm going to give you just the key moments or like a synopsis of the key wounds that were left within me uh, for me to heal. Here we go. I didn't necessarily want to start this journey off by gossiping. That wasn't necessarily it. I actually started this journey a couple years ago in search of a reason for a reason for the treatment. Like everyone else that goes through their healing stages, I was trying to find out if there was anything I had been doing that was causing for my family to treat me some kind of way. Um, and that I had been doing for a few years. That's kind of the reason why I had moved closer to my parents, to my family. My parents are getting older, and I just felt the need to be closer and to help out as much as I could. I'm not the oldest, but um, let's just say I'm either the only one with a heart enough to care or with the financial capability to do so. Um, Now, when I started coming into what it is I wanted to do with everything that I've been through and my actual story, I decided that I was no longer trying to find the reason why. The last time I spoke to my mother was Christmas Eve. I think we're going on 3 years now. 2 years, sorry, apologies, 2 years now. I guess it just feels like three. But it has only it has only brought to light how differently I was treated. When I disconnected from my family, from my mother, I decided to do some research. I went to go visit family. I went to go visit aunts, uncles. I started with people that were close. I tried reaching out, sometimes via text message or via message, on social media. At first, I was blocking everybody and just so scared. I didn't want to hear anything from anyone. But then I realized that, you know, let's get into the why did your mom treat you this way viewpoint of it. Let me see if there's something that my mother had experienced, or maybe something she went through either while pregnant with me or in her childhood that made her kind of, not want to connect with me. So again, looking for her wounds, looking for the excuse for the treatment, looking for the reason behind, the distastefulness of how she, I guess, cast me aside as a child. After a minute, I realized I really don't have to be giving anybody an excuse. The bitch treated me like crap. He was just vile toward me. When I flipped the script and realized that, hey, it's just time to talk about what she really was to you, This is where it all started to feel like cheese met to everybody. So the treatment that I was experiencing was definitely not anything that anyone would see on the surface at all. So today I'm only going to break down one of the baseline secrets that she has that kind of shaped me in a sense as an adult and as a mom. If you come from that TikTok where I was kind of calling everybody out slide by slide, you'll know what I'm going to talk about here. I'm the third oldest in a family with 7 children. Growing up, my brother, my oldest brother, had a different last name. Now, 1 plus 1 normally equals 2, right? Well, wrong. When you're raised in an environment of fear, of shame, you kind of get used to your surroundings and you kind of get used to not questioning anything. Look, I don't remember a lot of this. I don't remember why we wouldn't say anything. By the time I realized it and by the time things had come out, um, it wasn't so difficult to understand. But initially, we had no clue. All I remember is my dad randomly calling my mom a whore, a puta, here and there, an argument here and there. And she would, deflect and start screaming. And a lot of the times, I think we would tone out the arguments and we really wouldn't know what was said. But I will tell you this, my entire life, I lived with my brother wanting to know who the hell his dad is. Is it my father? Is my father my father? Ah, we'll never know. I feel that this is a secret that my mother, no matter what, is going to die with. She won't give in. I don't know. A couple of times I've heard her get a little drunk and, kind of talk out of her ass and be like, oh, yeah, we'll do a DNA test. Mind you, yes, my mom is an alcoholic. And I can say that. I can say that. She's, God, how old is she now? I'm not too sure. 65, 66, 67. Last I knew, she was still drinking a 12 pack on her own by herself, which is kind of crazy because she she is a diabetic. But again, she gives two shits. That's just her. Now, her demeanor around who she was in the past is so crazy to me. So crazy. I have, because of a lot of things that have happened to me, as you've realized, I've made some pretty bad decisions when it comes to partners. A lot of those decisions were actually her fault. Not necessarily 100%. I did them myself, but they were under her guidance. Now, every single time I was with someone, I was with them long enough to get married. She forced me to get married, then she pushed me to get married, and I couldn't really understand why until we started drinking more together. I mean, I'm an adult now, and I was living in the same area as her. It never really dawned on me that she would glorify herself as though she had never been with anyone but my father. Now, this is a grown-ass woman that knows that her children have children with multiple fathers and understand the dynamic of having different last names, and we know better. We've seen through it. But to her, it's as though there's no way we could know that there's no way that we would believe that she would have ever been with anybody else. Mind you, the story behind my brother having a different last name from her mouth was that she ended up pregnant. My father left. She ended up marrying somebody else, so my brother wouldn't be a bastard child and have her last name. Then my dad came back and stole her, and the rest is history. But it took them 21 years, and for my brother to be an adult to get him adopted, or them to get his last name changed. Now, mind you, they adopted him. My dad adopted him at the age of 21 after years, just years of my brother wanting to know who his real dad is. My brother met this other person. Now, mind you, I know this is my brother's story, but this is my mom's, and this is my truth, what I know. My mother no matter what, acted as though she was holier than holy and only had been with one man. Shit, she's even gone as far as, cast out her own sisters and this and that and da, 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 when they get divorced and try to be with other men because single women, single moms, yeah, we're just trash. And to this woman, that's what I was, trash. A secret that she will die with is who truly fathered my brother. And now that I think about it, and now after all the research I've done, meeting with aunts and uncles and all these other people that kind of know pieces of who my mother was, I don't even know if she even knows who my father is. It's kind of crazy. Now, when we break this down, it gets really insane because I have done a lot of things based on the validation that I was seeking from this woman into maintaining my good name. If it was truly up to me, I would have never gotten married, ever. Now, I don't regret any of my children, no. That is a part of healing that I've had to wrap my head around. I don't feel guilty for saying that if I looked and paid attention sooner, I probably would have lived the life that 10-year-old me thought I'd be living right now. But I'm not. So, what I do with that information is I turn it around and utilize it to become better for myself and for my children. My children know everything. My children even know about me being married at 15, something that my oldest sister, yes, that one, that sister told me I was insane for wanting to do. Are you gonna tell them that you were married at 15? Yes. Oh my God, that's insane. I would never say that to my kids. I don't understand that. There is no shame in any of it at all. So a lot of this has, been buried deep inside me for a very long time. And yes, I use it every single time to make sure that women understand that they are not less than for having children, one, out of wedlock, for having children with a man that they decided not to marry, or for raising children completely alone without the man that they had father their children. Now, these are all things that my mom was like, shame, 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 shameful. And I used it to keep myself surrounded by this toxic nature, this, not nature, I'm sorry, toxic environment. It's exactly what I knew. And it's exactly where I kept myself until I didn't, until I realized that it was completely up to me to remove all that from my life. I shouldn't be ashamed of anything that I've gone through. I didn't fail me, I was failed. I was failed by my village. I was failed by my partner. I was failed by people that I thought I could trust. That's insane. So I took all that crap back. And I can truly tell like anybody out loud, hey, don't, don't do it because you need to look good. Don't do it because you're worried about what someone's gonna think. You really got to take the time and sit back with all your decisions. And that's something that we've collectively, me and my children, have tried to rebuild within ourselves. I see it in my oldest so much. It's insane. Again, that's for another time. But that's our wound. That's something that she and I are healing. And we're doing really good, if I don't say so myself. Now, I'm going to keep it short because there's a lot of more things that I need to break down. But I think we'll leave that mess with my mom here, because that kind of shows you the integrity or the lack of integrity that we need to be pointing out as women, period, to the women before us. I'm going to scream it out loud. I'm going to say it. That's wrong. And I feel so, so badly for my brother. He and I don't speak, but no matter what, I wish that nothing that happened to him would have happened. I wish he would have had a mom too and a father. So that's what this is gonna end with. We're gonna keep it light tonight, guys, because there's so much more to talk about. Now, remember, this is a space that's safe and a space for everyone, no matter what the situation. I hope you join me for the next one. Might talk about my dad a little and give you guys a little bit of his lore. And I might even bring in some extended family on this one because when I start to put all the pieces together, I'm starting to think my dad was a victim. Until next time, this is April Rain signing out. Love you guys.